Lately, people in the gay community have expressed to me their concern that people in the general American public, seeing me dressed as a nun, my face glittering, will be so shocked at my flamboyance that they will refuse to vote for and grant us, all of us gay people, the same rights that they now possess, that I am endangering the gay community's rights. I would like to respond to this serious concern with a short story. Once upon a time, there was a little village in a valley, and in the mountainside above the village, in a cave, lived a witch. She was very old and very wise and very skilled. Whenever the babies of the town were sick with the colic or other illnesses, their mothers would bring them up to the cave of the witch, and she would cure them with potions made from herbs she gathered on the mountainside. And when the wolves came in the dead of winter and threatened the town by eating all the livestock, even threatening to crawl through the windows of the villagers' homes to eat the children in their beds as they slept, it was the witch who took her silver sickle-shaped knife and her herbs and who walked the circle about the town protecting it, so that even the wolves could sense that a powerful energy had its hand securing the town against them, and they turned away. Well, one day, an emissary from the Pope stopped in the village and cried out in the town square to all of the townspeople, "Good news! The Pope wishes you to build a church, and he will come to your town, and he will give you gold, the gold of the church, and he will sprinkle on your foreheads the holy water of the church, that you may be blessed for building this church. And if there's a little gold left over, you might buy some shoes to wear to the church that are fancy and new." Well, the townspeople were overjoyed. They hadn't had a new public building in many years, and the thought of a new church in which they might wear fancy shoes was overwhelming, and they made the town ready, cleaning it and sparkling it. And one of the women went up to the witch's cave with a sick child, and as the witch applied the cure, the woman told her the good news that the emissary had brought, and the witch gathered up some flowers from her garden that were sweet-smelling to make the place even prettier for the arrival of the Pope. And they went down into the town, and the witch offered the flowers to the burgomaster that he might make the town beautiful with them. But the Pope's emissary, seeing the witch, was aghast. What is that? Is that a witch? The Pope will not stand for a witch in the village. That is heresy. The Pope has no truck with witches. That witch must be removed immediately, or the Pope will not set a foot in your town. You will not get a church, and there will be no gold and no new shoes. Well, the townspeople, feeling a little funny, went to the witch and had a word. They said, "It would seem that it is best and most efficacious for the townspeople as a whole if for this particular time and place you were not so present among us. We'd like to ask you, for the good of the town, for the good of the town, for the good of the town as a whole, to not appear among us, not for some time, not until we have this new church built and the Pope has given us his gold and sprinkled our foreheads with his holy water. Yes, could you please just stay out of sight, maybe for a long period of time, until the church is built?" The witch looked them in the eye and understood the truth of the matter, and she climbed her hill and went into her cave, and waving her hands, she bid the bougainvillea grow over the path to her cave, and over the mouth of the cave itself, so that she was concealed and could not be seen from the town. Well, the church was built, And the Pope came, and he gave gold and sprinkled their foreheads with his holy water, and the town was well pleased. And the Pope left a priest there to pray in the church and lead the citizens every morning in prayer in their new church and wearing their new shoes. Well, the children of the town began to get sick with the colic, and the women of the town were not able to go to the cave of the witch, for it was both hidden, and they did not want to be seen going somewhere that the Pope disapproved of. And so they stayed up all night trying to care for their sick children. But they did not have the witch's potion to make their children well, and so they did not get sleep for many nights. Then, in the dead of winter, the wolves came back to the town. But they sensed that there was no powerful circle to keep them out, and they began to attack the livestock of the town. They ate the chickens and the pigs, and began to attack the cattle and even the horses. And one night, a wolf was seen clawing at the window of a child's nursery. Well, the townspeople ran to the church and they said to the priest, "The wolves are attacking, you must do something." And the priest said, "We will pray, for that is the greatest power I possess. We will beseech the Lord of this church that his will might be in line for us, not to have to suffer the fate of being eaten by wolves." The townspeople looked at each other and thought, it would have been a good thing if we had maintained a map of how to get to the witch's cave when it's grown over with bougainvillea. But alas, none of us know exactly where the cave went and cannot find the witch now that we've sent her away. Tell you what, let's leave the priest on the outskirts of the town and see how he deals with the wolves. And so the townspeople took the priest and they tied him to a stick on the outskirts of the town. And at night the wolves came and they ate the priest. And he was very tasty. And later that evening, the wolves came back and they ate the rest of the townspeople. All of them. Well, in the spring, the witch looked out of her cave, and seeing that the town was quite empty, she moved to a cave on a mountainside overlooking a different village. And the people of that village were very smart indeed, because they knew that a witch was a very lucky thing to have, and they knew that it is always important to welcome everyone into the community, because everyone brings a special gift for the community as a whole.